Hey man, what it is, this is Deem and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App, $ Deem by any means. It works, y'all. It works. Show your boys some love. You hear what I'm saying? There go the PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all already know the super chat works. You hear what I'm saying? I'm about to tell y'all, I don't care if you send $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. They sleep on David Morrell, y'all. They is sleep on David Morrell, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Because I think a lot of boxing fans are letting that hot rod fight make them deter them from actually being an actual judge when it comes to boxing. Hot Rod, a lot of people underestimated Hot Rod, and that's the problem that I'm having that I can tell. Go look at Hot Rod record, y'all. He is not a bum or not trash, my people. Understand this. This is the same guy that was in there giving Arturbeterbiev everything he could handle until he decided that he wanted to trade with Arturbeterbiev. This is the same guy that was fighting Brown and that probably should have won that fight, that lost in a decision that a lot of people think he won that fight. David Morrell stepped up in competition with the least amount of fights, y'all. Moved up in a weight to go chase David Benavidez. And I think that it actually plays in David Morrell's favor, because when this fight happens and it don't go the way y'all think it's going to go, he going to have everybody chanting and saying David Morrell won that fight if it go 12 rounds. I'm telling y'all now, because too many people have an expectation that's just not real. Govcek can't beat David Morrell neither. Neither can Caleb Plant, neither can Boo Boo. And that's the part that I think people are losing sight when it comes to David Morrell Jr. David Benavidez is one of my favorite fighters. So however this fight this fight is literally made for Dean. This is two of my favorite fighters. So best believe I understand why people think David Benavidez will just run through David Morrell. He the monster. I get it. I'm going to tell y'all this. David Morrell's a different animal. David Morrell is bigger than Boo Boo Andrade, younger, more athletic, stronger, faster. I think y'all forget that. He's bigger than Caleb Plant, younger, better footwork, stronger, faster. He definitely has better footwork than Govcek, faster, and with more better punching combinations. David Morrell's style is all bad for David Benavidez, even though David Benavidez's style is all bad for David Morrell. That's, again, a 50-50 fight. Y'all getting what y'all asked for, but boxing fans, y'all get what y'all asked for, but don't even understand how to analyze what you're asking for. You wanted David Morrell versus David Benavidez, but now you think David Benavidez is just going to run through him? What evidence of that do you have? Because we saw people that fight like David Morrell give David Benavidez a lot of problems. The difference is they wasn't strong enough to withhold what David Benavidez is doing. David Morrell was closer to David Benavidez's size, but his body is put together a bit better than the other guys y'all mentioned. These is two bullies going there against each other. Y'all criticize David Morrell for a fight against Hot Rod because you underestimated Hot Rod and don't know that much about him. That's your problem. Y'all talking about, well, David Benavidez did better against Govcek. No, he did not do better against Govcek. Govcek fight was much more close with David Benavidez than David Morrell versus Hot Rod. He won damn near every round. Y'all criticizing a man who won every round damn near. Govcek can't stop Hot Rod. For all of you Earthmen that's in there, making analysis about boxing, okay, let's take their two opponents. Govcek would not stop Hot Rod. He would have a very hard time with Hot Rod. Why? Because Hot Rod's a mover. Arturbeterbiev was having a problem with Hot Rod until Hot Rod said he wanted to show off for the fans and try to exchange with the man. Well, we see how that goes for people. That probably will happen to anybody that's trying to exchange with Arturbeterbiev. I need you to analyze the fight. What does David Morrell bring to the table? Everything that David Benavidez struggles with. A guy who's going to throw combinations, who's going to use his jab, who's going to use his feet, who's going to have great footwork, who's not going to be a standing target. You got to chase him around the ring. That's the type. But the difference is David Morrell is way stronger than Beterbiev. Than Caleb Plant, Boo Boo, Govcek, all of them. And I think that's what y'all going to be surprised by. Oh, yeah, he a southpaw, too. I forgot to tell y'all he's a southpaw, too, just in case you forgot. But again, people are going to make their analysis on boxing without really making their analysis on boxing. And I get it, y'all. I truly, truly get it because we like a fighter. You don't know that much about another fighter. So it's like, well, dang, what am I supposed to do? That's the monster. He run through everybody. Go look at that Govcek fight again. David Benavidez was having a lot of problems. His power didn't carry at the next division the same way. David Morrell had a guy running from him the whole fight. And I'm just telling y'all this because I care about you. David Morrell had Hot Rod running from him more than Hot Rod was running away from Arturbeterbiev. I want you to think about that. David Morrell had Hot Rod running away from him more than he was running away from Arturbeterbiev. That means something, people. That means he felt that power. Y'all got to stop letting one fight, because you underestimated their opponent. Y'all got to stop letting one fight determine everything that y'all determine what's going to happen in the next fight. Boxing is not like that. Styles make fights, not just individual fights in the triangle theory. The triangle theory only works when a guy is similar to the guy that he fought prior to that. Govcek and David Morrell are nothing alike. They bring totally two different things to the table. Those punches and exchanges that Govcek was in there trying to do with David Benavidez, David Morrell was not going to be standing there waiting for that. And then I think when this fight become a lot closer or go 12 rounds and it don't go the way people think it's going to go, that's in the favor of David Morrell because you're underestimating him. So when he goes in there and put up a valiant effort, don't be surprised if those scorecards don't go how you think they going to go. I'm just trying to pre-warn y'all, because I understand boxing and I understand what both fighters bring to the table. The reason why it's a 50-50 fight is because everything that David Morrell brings to the table is all bad for David Benavidez, and everything that David Benavidez brings to the table is all bad for David Morrell, because we haven't seen him in there with a fighter like David Benavidez that's going to bully him back. But remember, y'all was just so hyped about what's going on with dmitrybivol and Arturbeterbiev. Yeah, because you thought Arturbeterbiev was just going to bully Bivol and that didn't happen like that. Yeah. Don't be surprised if this fight look exactly like that fight. And it goes down to whoever you got winning at that point. But one thing I can tell you, David Morrell will put up a more valiant effort in them championship rounds than dmitrybivol did. I can tell you that. He a Cuban fighter, man. I don't know when we just start doubting these Cuban fighters. Like we don't know the history of Cuban fighters, but okay, I'm going to let y'all do y'all thing. They're the same age, so age is not a factor. And guess what, y'all? Yeah, David Morrell has 11, 12 fights, but he has such a valiant amateur career. Now y'all want to talk about amateurs. David Benavidez doesn't. David Benavidez had to learn on the fly. That matters. So they're not as far apart in experience as y'all may think. Of course, I give the nod to David Benavidez. He deserves to be the favorite. He does have more experience. He is the Mexican monster. All of that stuff is true. Don't make nothing that I just said about David Morrell not true. I just want y'all to sit back and think about that. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.